So, folks, here's a question. Who do you talk to the most? Do you talk to your office colleagues? Do you talk to your siblings, your parents, your family, or your friends? Just give it a thought. And by now, I think if you are smart, you could have figured out who you talk to the most. Okay, so I'm not going to reveal the secret. Just hold on and welcome to TGV MindShift series, a groundbreaking series where we delve into the intricacies of professional mindset mastery with the esteemed Gita Sethi. As a life coach, strategic advisor, and NLP trainer and practitioner, Geeta brings unparalleled expertise in helping professionals cultivate successful and sustainable mindsets. And join us as we explore transformative topics aimed at unlocking your full potential and achieving professional excellence. And this is the second topic in the TGV Mindshift series, and the topic is self talk. And last Saturday, we covered the topic called What Does the Communication Mean to You? In case if you haven't already tuned to it, I recommend you to watch or listen to that episode. But please note that these four episodes can be listened or watched in any order. They are independent of each other. And the upcoming topics in this series are mindfulness and NLP Unleashed. NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming in this context. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, self talk, here's an exciting twist. Let us tickle our guest brain once again. So, Geeta, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words, and I'll mention a few. Would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. Shall we do it?
Sure, please.
Okay, here comes the first word, dialogue.
Sholay. Movie Sholay.
Okay, so for those of you who are not from India, Sholay is one of the most popular Bollywood movies which has been ever released so far, and it is still running in certain theaters in Mumbai. And Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra have acted so well, and it is one of the most iconic and most celebrated movies. So please search for it, Sholay, Sholay. Great. And next one is connection,
With myself.
listening,
Active listener.
expression,
Observe.
verbal communication or verbal,
Words.
non-verbal,
The facial expressions, the tonality, physiology of the person.
self-talk,
It's the communication between the subconscious and the conscious mind within myself.
empathy,
Very important. Yeah, it's again very important. Feedback is important.
concur with you. And the last one is passion.
Energy.
Superb. And thank you for participating in the first rapid fire round. There is one more rapid fire round waiting towards the end. And before I formally welcome you, let me welcome the audience. Folks, you have tuned into TGV. So, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value, not only to your life, but also to your career. And thank you so much for tuning in. Gita, hearty welcome to TGV, and we have been receiving a lot of positive response for our TGV Mindshift series, and I welcome you to the second part of this conversation. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Naveen, today? How
I'm
was
doing.
your day?
My day has been fantastic and busy as always. And you know, right? I want to keep myself as busy as possible. All right. Let's get into our conversation. So, please explain what this self talk is and why it's important for our mental well being and personal development.
So, in a very quick, short way, whatever our thoughts are going on, how do we put that in words? Is the self talk which is happening. And it's like at the time, as I've mentioned in my previous series, also, we have around 50 to 70,000 thoughts in a day, out of which only 4 can be processed at one point of time. So, how much of our self talk is we are saying to ourselves to direct to the thought which we want to keep and process it? So, that's where we are able to guide our mind to, on that particular thought that I want to focus on this. So, that's where your communication and your self talk is happening within you.
So going back to the preamble, I said, who do you talk to the most, right? It is we talk to ourselves most. And out of that 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, more than half of them are just within us, wherein we are murmuring or talking to ourselves. So that's why I was so intrigued when we designed this series with Geeta, when Okay, self talk is something very, very important. We have to really focus on that. And with that, let's move to the next question. So, Gita, what role does self talk play in personal growth and resilience? And how can individuals leverage this self talk as a tool for overcoming challenges and achieving their goals?
So the way I'm strictly following NLP, and I'll be giving you in a very simpler way how we can make things happen the way we want it. As you rightly said, that how can we achieve those goals? Now, in order to achieve those goals, before that, we should be knowing what is the purpose of that goal. What do we actually want? That clarity will come into place when we start talking to myself. Like, oh, that person has this. So should I have this, or do I want to have that? So that kind of a self-talk which is going to begin in our own mind. And slowly the number of conversations we'll have with our own self, the more we connect with ourselves, there will be more clarity what exactly I want. And then with the help of a self-talk, again, we can make it more specific and make it, we can create that vision so that we are able to achieve that goal. And then, of course, we have to see what is the goal you want to achieve, what are the elements in that, and how can it be achieved, when it should be achieved. So, making it as specific as possible. And that connect is going to happen with when your self talk is very positive. Now, as I said, 50 to 70,000 thoughts we have in a day. Out of that, it seems 80% thoughts are negative. So that's another challenge. So how do you connect with yourself and realize that, oh, this is a negative thought? How do you bring it back?
Mm-hmm.
And then out of all these thoughts, 95% are repetitive, whether they are negative or positive, they keep on repeating. So the control is in our hands, in our minds, where we use the word control in our hands, but it's in our mind. And that's where the self talk helps you to take the control of your life.
Amazing. Very well explained. And let's dissect it further and talk to us about how do these positive and negative self-talk impact our mindset and behaviors, and what strategies can people use to cultivate more positive self-talk patterns.
So, to begin with, again, how we discussed in our previous series, communication. So,
Yeah.
to have a good communication in our mind, we have to be very conscious about what are we saying and what would be the impact on others. So what is the message we are giving? Again, it will depend on our tonality, on our physiology, and what are the words. There's another very important thing is that our subconscious mind, when we are talking to ourselves, it's a connect happening with our inside world within. So that time, the subconscious mind does not understand any negative. So, for example, if I say that I'm not, I like, I don't want to do this. Now, that is not being understood. That's being your self talk. You are saying to yourself that I
Yeah.
don't want to do this. Nothing will happen. Instead, you may get more distracted because what you're saying as a self talk is not getting understood by a subconscious mind,
Yeah.
which is within. Conscious mind is the one which is communicated parallelly. So instead of that, you have to be very specific that I want this. This is very important for me. So you've added one more sentence to that. This is important for me because of this.
Hmm.
So I want to achieve this particular goal. For example, I want to have, like, earn X number of money. So you have to be very specific how much money you want to earn. Then you have to be very specific in knowing what is the importance of that money, how you're going to use it.
Yeah.
Is it going to help you in your purpose? So that's again going to be your self talk, where you're going to see that you are not going into the negative, you're talking positive. And also, it should be something which is going to happen now, not something which has already happened. Or you'll say, oh, I've already achieved this. Then
Hmm.
your mind says that you've already done it. So mind doesn't have to do anything. So, but if you say that I
Mhm.
want to earn so much of money so I can spend my life luxury like this, you keep on visualizing what you want to have your life
Hmm.
and what else you want to do in that. So you keep on adding to it and specifically be very clear that which is from the distance.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you want to see that you are winning an award.
Hmm.
Okay. So now you have to see yourself, not feel that I have already won the award, because then the action won't take place.
Right.
So you have to see yourself as a third person standing on the stage, holding the award in your hand, and
Mm.
keep on feeling that and saying that, yes, I have won my award. I am at the ceremony and I'm hearing so many, claps and applauses and everything. Bring that energy, passion up and go into that state.
Yeah.
And that should be your self talk. So you have to be very careful that you don't say that I don't want this person standing on the stage. So you say whom you want on the stage. Like, I want PM, my prime minister of the country to be on the stage, or I want this one. But don't say I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want. Be very specific what you want.
Yeah.
So keep it positive.
Yeah, got it. Now let's double click on the negative self-talk. So, what are some common signs or indicators of negative self-talk, and how can people or individuals become more aware of and address these internal dialogues?
See, even if you are negative self-talk, even something like I'm bored, it's not going to help you go into a good state. Like, I want to do something different. You saw the change happen. So you're looking forward to do something different. That
Mm,
I'm bored, if you had said many times, then you would be so bored and you'll go into a know nothing state.
right.
Then somebody will really have to come and bring you out of it.
Hmm.
And then your self-talk will, be just going on, oh, this is boring, that one is doing this, blah, blah, blah. All that noise and clutter will form in your head. So you just have to say that I need to look at something else because, I need to do something different now.
Yeah.
So at least you've taken the first step.
Hmm.
If you had said the word that I'm getting bored, I'm not happy in this is not happening, that is, all that would just take you into an unresourceful state. So how can you observe? Like, you observe like, oh, I'm going in an unresourceful state.
Yeah.
I need to slightly tweak my self-talk. What am I saying now? You have another option is just write it down. This
Mm,
is the situation. This is what I'm saying to myself. Suppose now I'm looking for a job. I'll keep on saying, oh, I'm not getting a job. I'm not getting interviews. So what is happening? You're pushing, your self-talk is pushing away the
yeah.
opportunities which could be coming to you. So
Mm,
write down the situation, write the self-talk, check, is it sounding negative? Make it
mhm,
positive and
mm,
make it sound more happier with a feeling. It should
mm.
have a feeling in it. It should just not be a statement that I'm bored.
Yeah.
That's it. What bored is not. So you have to add the feeling to it.
Right.
Add the feeling to it. Second thing is it make it very specific again and see that it's going to take you to a resourceful state.
Good one. And of late, we started hearing about this limiting beliefs, right? So, how can individuals challenge limiting beliefs or negative self talk patterns that may be holding them back from reaching their full potential? Like, if I were to quote some example, right? Somebody wants to start their own podcast. They say, no, it is too much of work. No, I don't want to get there, but I want to do it. I want to be famous. I want to earn money.
Very good. That's a very good example. Now, suppose this is a situation.
Yeah.
So the other person is saying that I like, he wants to earn money, he wants to do, but he doesn't want to do the act to achieve it. So his
Mm,
action is right.
right.
So now we have to go a little step back, observe what that person is thinking,
Yeah.
what kind of a mindset he's going towards. So he is thinking only about that there's so many things to do.
Right.
I'm not doing that. So he's already going away. So he's a person who likes to go away. And then you have to ask him questions to bring him to, feel motivated. It's like, what is the most important thing in your life right now? What should happen to make you feel like he says, oh, I want happiness or I want fame. Okay, you want fame. So now what are the choices you're going to make? What
Mm,
are the options available to you?
right.
Slowly it will come down to podcast, right?
Yeah. True.
So if you want fame, you want to be known to people, somewhere that podcast will come into picture. So that's how you have to slowly, step by step, bring them to, yeah, this is your purpose, this is what you want, and this is how it is. So you just have to change, slightly tweak that instead of, oh, it's too much of work involved. I have to do so much of research. I have to prepare so much of content and blah, blah. So you're just collecting all the negative things but
Right.
you're not looking what will happen once I do it. And you have to, like, you ask who's the role model. So who are the people who are already doing it so well? What
Yeah.
is their purpose of, and do you want to achieve that? Yes, then you have to go through that journey.
Good one. I loved it. And Geeta, can you also share some practical techniques or exercises that listeners or our audience can use to reframe this negative self talk and develop a more positive and empowering inner dialogue?
Okay, so there's one very strong one. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
this NLP presupposition, which I sincerely follow, is you have to first create your mindset. Is that every human in this world has its own model of the world. What
Mm-hmm.
you see, what I see, even if I'm looking at the monitor or I'm looking at the same image, the way I interpret it's going to be different. The way you interpret is going to be different. So there is one presupposition. What we need to keep in mind is that each and every human on this earth has own model of its own. So
Right.
that's why you come on a neutral level. You sort of like you are open to listen to others as well. And also you're able to see what you're looking at. So your perspective becomes more stronger. And as I said before, also, we need to be always in a resourceful state.
Mm.
So, to create the energy. So I say these words, I have all the resources I need to be always in a resourceful state.
Yeah.
And I say it with full feeling and full concentration. And I just love and accept myself the way I am right now. So that's another strong one. So first you accept yourself,
Mm.
you love yourself,
Mm.
and then you say, I have all the resources I need in my life to be always in a resourceful state. So that's where the trigger has happened to move from your negative self-talk to your positive self-talk.
Yeah.
Now, for example, there could be some other words also, like I enjoy doing what I'm doing. If I
Mm-hmm.
say, this is something we have to say every day.
Right.
It's like a mantra. You have to say it every day. So you say that I love eating, healthy food.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of saying when you go out, say, no, no, I'm not going to eat oily food. No, this is not. Oh, that one is serving oily food. Oh, that's so much. That hotel, they serve so much of oily food. So what is my mind doing? My mind is going to that oily food only. And my mind knows that oily food is not good for my health. So what I have to do is I have to start saying to myself in a very positive way, my self-talk should be, I eat healthy food. And I love the healthy food. See the twist. I love the healthy food what I eat. So I'll be eating fresh vegetables. When I remove feelings to that your self-talk and you start, so you'll enjoy doing it. So that guilt also form inside, I should not be doing this and that. So we are focusing again more on the negative direction
Mm. Yeah.
where our mind is not going to understand what we are saying. So
Good
what
one.
is your self-talk? I would be curious to know what kind of a self-talk you have. What comes to your mind?
My self talk is always to be the number one podcaster in the world.
Excellent, excellent.
So I
See,
always think
that.
continuously. In fact, yeah, you mentioned about winning an award, right? Right now, what is going on my
Mhm.
mind for last few weeks is about Podmasters Award, for which we got shortlisted, and I already started envisioning that I'm going to win that award, and people are cheering for me and all, right? So I was just thinking about it when you mentioned about the award.
I hope you've created that image of
Yes.
that person there, and you can go into more detail, like who's there with you, how you're looking, which side is being photographed, and what is there, who are the people around you.
Yeah.
Start visualizing that everybody's clapping their hands and
Yeah.
applauding you. So
Yeah.
go into that state.
Right.
So that's a very good self-talk to take you there, so you will achieve your goal. Very
Thank you.
good.
Thank you. And this has been incredible conversation so far, and it's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. If you are ready, I'll kick off the second rapid fire round.
Sure. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, and this time it's a different set of words, and here I came up with some random questions, and here comes the first bullet. Are there any
Okay.
things that you think you have taken for granted that you should be grateful for?
No, I'm grateful for whatever I have. I have no regrets.
Superb. And what is the most creative project you have undertaken so far?
So, as I was mentioning about the sharing the basics of NLP in schools and colleges, so that's my favorite project right now, working on. Yes.
Okay, most creative project that I have undertaken is right now TGV MindShift series. Okay, good one. And Geeta, have you ever saved money to buy something you want? If so, what was it?
House to buy my own home.
Okay, to buy your own home. Okay, great. And can you describe yourself in 3 words? Last time you said you are approachable. So this time I'm giving you 3 words.
3 words. Okay. First, I feel so blessed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful, and I'm happy.
Wow. Blessed, grateful, and so happy. Wonderful. And what is the first word that comes to your mind when we say passion?
Energy, always full of energy.
Superb. And last one for the second rapid fire round. What is the crappiest gadget or an app that you came across so far?
I don't think I have any. I've not seen any. Maybe if I've seen, I must have deleted it and not remembering now.
So, which means you're conscious about your choices. Good one. And that was great rapid fire. Let's flip back to the mainstream. So, how can individuals integrate mindfulness and self awareness practices into their daily routines to become more attuned to their self talk patterns and make positive changes?
So there's something which I follow myself and I've applied on myself so many times, and this is how I help others do it also. Start our day with gratitude, feeling happy that we are alive today, and thinking about what is the most important thing, or why did I wake up? Like, what is really one thought which should come to your mind first time when you wake up? That's what I ask people, that question, what is the first thought comes to your mind when you wake up? Because that will help you to make the day the best day of your life. So if you are just waking up, oh no, what I have to do today? So if you're waking up in that state, it's not going to help you. So you have to prepare. So that's the reason why there is a sequence what I follow from day before. So when I wake up, I do my gratitude, I do my journaling, appreciate what I see and what I can feel. And I also have a list ready of things what I'm supposed to do today,
Hmm.
which is very important. So when I list down my task of the day, and I'm like very clear, so I'm not going to waste time that, oh, I have to do this. Oh, what should I do now?
Yeah.
What next usually doesn't come, because it's usually there in my list to do.
Right.
And that list, I keep on maintaining it. I keep on writing it, that this is what I would like to achieve.
Mhm.
Besides that, I also see to it that now, for example, I woke up in the morning, I did my gratitude first. Okay. Then I had my breakfast, or I went, did my yoga, whatever the morning tasks I did. By afternoon, again, I should look upon what I have done in the first half
Yeah.
and be grateful of that. So it's
Mhm.
like, this is what I wanted to do. I've achieved it. So it's done. Now, again, I bring energy in myself to start for the next half day.
Right.
And then, okay, what else needs to be done for today?
Mhm.
Besides that, if you can really plan yourself so clear in your mind, everybody says, oh, it's there in my mind. But if you start writing it, it helps more. The brain actually helps you to write what you want.
Hmm.
You
Okay.
will start observing your handwriting, where you are able to write down. So when you write, it really helps you to understand also, you are again in the awareness mode.
Yeah.
That's the most powerful mode we want to be. And it's predicted only that we are 5% in a day in that mode. But if we can increase that awareness, it's really going to help us. And then, of course, we have to be non judgmental, not to judge anyone, not to label anyone,
Yeah.
just not like, assuming that this person is like that, or even saying to ourselves that that person is like that, I don't want to talk to that person.
Mhm. Mhm.
See, now good opportunities could be coming to you, you have pushed it away.
Right.
So observe what is your self talk happening when you're thinking about somebody else also, not only about yourself, but also about others. Now, for example, you have to travel. So you'll say, oh, that bus is always so full, or that train, the roads are always traffic. You already are creating what you don't want, but you're talking to yourself what is going to now happen because you're saying that. So say, oh, today I'm going to get no traffic on the road. It's going to be nice. I love driving. How you can just tweak those words
Right.
and write them down. It really happens then. And just be observant that there's no negative word in that.
Superb. And I loved our conversation today as well. Thank you so much, Gita, for joining me once again. And thank you so much for creating this TGV MindShift series. And I really appreciate you taking time and joining me today. And looking forward to two more interactions in the coming weeks. Thank you once again.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So, friends, that was our episode with Gita Sethi as part of TGV Mindshift series and the upcoming topics in this series of episodes, which are released every Saturday. Or the next topic is mindfulness. And following that, we are going to cover a topic on NLP Unleashed, Neuro Linguistic Programming Unleashed. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request as always. In case if you haven't already subscribed to TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast, please subscribe to our podcast so that you don't miss the fun of these conversations while you learn a lot of stuff. And also, it helps you. And also, subscribing keeps you updated on the new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed this conversation and found it useful, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues who would also like TGV, the guiding voice. So, spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. Now, let's cruise into the trivia segment after having amazing conversation about self-talk with Gita Sethi as part of TGV Mindshift series. I thought I would present you a few facts related to cultural and linguistic variations of self-talk. So, as we have curated this series, I have started doing some research on different patterns of self-talk. You know, self-talk patterns may vary across cultures and linguistic backgrounds, reflecting the cultural norms, values, and socialization processes. For example, individuals from collectivist cultures may emphasize communal values and interdependence in their self talk, whereas those from individualistic cultures may prioritize autonomy and self reliance. And understanding these cultural and linguistic variations in self talk can provide valuable insights into how individuals perceive themselves, relate to others, and navigate their social environments. So, this is all I wanted to share as part of today's episode. But I would love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed of what are the thoughts that are coming to your mind every day as part of your self-talk? If at all possible, share with me in the form of comments if you're watching this episode on YouTube or if you have found this episode on some social media platforms, you can comment there as well. So, folks, thank you so much once again for being tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. And we'd love to hear from you. Do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback, topic recommendations, and most importantly, guest speaker suggestions either through our social media platforms or you can also email us at the guiding voice for you at gmail.com. 4 as in digit 4 and you as in letter U. And let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you in the next episode with another amazing guest. Take care.